Back for another report, doing a tournament test type of list. So we got Gord back in the basement with the Space Wolves against my Tyrant. So both these lists played in the last tournament. If you didn't watch the recap, you can click on this little link and check it out. So we modified our list after playing the tournament just to see how they perform, with a few modifications after a little feedback on how they perform. So big changes for me, obviously the Barb Hero Duel is in, and I'll go through the other changes as well. So it's a Leviathan Battalion. So I have Flying Hive Tyrant with Adrenal Glands, 2 sets of Monster Training Claws. Didn't have the points for the Devourers. I did want them, but the Barb Hero Duel kind of got in the way of that. I took Reasonance Barb off him, so it's on the Neurothrope in the Kronos set, and that's pretty much him. Sorry, and he has Psychic, Scream, and Catalyst. Then we have the Swarmlord with Onslaught and Catalyst, Dimachaeron, 6 Zoanthropes, 2 units of Warriors, just bare bones with Scything Talons, 10 Termagants, Kronos Patrol with the Neurothrope with Symbiostorm and Barb, 3 Rippers, 5 Hive Guard, Lictor, Exocrine, Barb Hero Duel with Dermic Symbiosis, and that is 2,000 points of Tyranids.
Alright, hey everybody, this is Gord with his Space Wolves. So I have just a single battalion detachment. My Warlord is a captain with Jump Pack, Thunderhammer, and Storm Shield. He has the Wolf and Stone as a relic, and I gave him 2 Warlord traits. He has both Hunter for the Advance and Charge, and Beast Slayer for the +1 attack, +1 to hit, and +1 damage against monsters and vehicles. My other HQs are a Rune Priest, or Librarian I guess they're called now, with a Jump Pack, Runic Sword, and he has the Armor of Russ. And he has the Warlord trait, Rites of War, for a 6-inch OBSEC bubble. And my last HQ is Bjorn the Fell-Handed himself, with a Multi-Melta. Then for troops, I have 2 5-man Assault Intercessor squads and 2 5-man Bloodclaws, just bog standard. In my elites, I have 2 Wolfen Dreads with the Axe and Shield and a Stormbolter. Murderface, because he, in my opinion, is amazing. 2 3-man Blade Guard units. This is my first time really testing them out. I had a lot more Thunderwolf in before. I'm really excited to try these guys out. A 5-man Aggressor squad with the Boltstorm Gauntlets. And 2 3-man Thunderwolf Cavalry units with Power Fist and Storm Shields.
The table we're playing on, we are playing Priority Target, which is great because it's one of the missions from the tournament that we played. So it's great. Like I said, we're just testing the list out, see how they perform. Didn't play each other before the tournament or at the tournament. So the deployments are, it's an angle from here down to the center, and then here down to that middle. 4 objectives. 1, 2, 3, 4. For terrain, it's just simply obscuring for everything. So we're going to roll off, find out who gets to pick their deployment zone, and then we get to move some of these around for priority. 5 to a 5. Ooh, it's rare this happens. 5. 4. Okay, so Tyranids get to pick. And then we will move some objectives around. For secondaries, I went with Engage, Deploy Scramblers, Priority Target for the, I think that's what's called for the thing, something like that. And then Gord took Engage, Oath, and also the Priority, because it is a no-brainer. So we'll come back after we have deployed and see what the table looks like. So we have deployed. Nids picked this side. Wolves are over there on that end. For priority objectives, Gord got to move the first one, being the attacker, since I picked my zone. He scooched this guy over this way. For me, I pulled this objective back. Obviously, my warriors are doing their thing over there. And Gord got to move the final one this way, and then his objective I pulled right up to the corner. So if something gets close there, I'll be able to hold it. So good stuff on that. So looking at deployment, obviously everything but my Lictor and Rippers are in their tunnels. Got the Dima, the Tyrant, Hive Guard, Zoanthropes, Neurothrope, Symbio guy there, Swarmy, Exocrine, it's really weird actually if you're looking at this deployment just for like how open I am. There's only that guy really for shooting that can really get to me, turn one that I'm overly concerned about. Lictors, so it feels nice, feels good for now. Tyrants, Termagants, and Warriors. Over on this side we got Thunderwolf Cavalry, Blade Guards, Smash Captain there, Aggressors, wait, is that the Smash?
Yeah,
yes.
Smash Captain there.
And then that's the Rune Priest, yes,
Yeah.
that's who I'm thinking of. Blade Guard, Aggressors, Bjorn, Axe Dude,
Blood
Claws hanging out, and then who is hiding in the...
More Blood Claws,
and then the
Assault Intercessors, Wolf and Dread, and Murderface.
Murderface, alright, okay. So, let's find out who's going first in this practice match. It's going to be a great game, very excited to see how the Nids, 5, 2, 8... Ooh. 5, oh my gosh.
Alright.
Here we go. 1.
2.
Oh,
Woo.
man.
All right.
So, fans of Basement Wargaming, send your love for the Tyranids to get first turn. It's so upsetting. All right, we'll come back after that. Turn 1 movement. All right, that's it. Turn 1 done. So, just a bunch of moving. Wolves pretty much moved up all across the board here, getting Stormcaller off and cloaked by the storm on that guy. So everyone will just take a look. So we got the Blood Claws, Dreadnoughts along here, Assault Intercessors that were here, advanced around here to grab that objective with the Blade Guard. So being double obsec with the
Rights of War from the Librarian.
Rights of War. And then the Aggressors, Blade Guard, and then the Smash Captain with the Thunderbolts over there. And then where'd these guys go? Oh, they just stuck back. Okay.
Show back here.
Staying back. Cool. All right. So that's it. That's turn done. So let's move into terms of points. What is on the board as of right now?
Currently, not. Oh, do I have an engage?
I don't think they're wholly.
No.
Yeah, the unit.
No, I do not.
So nothing yet. You do have Oath is on the table. Realistically, I'm not going to kill everything within 6 there. So at least 1 point on the table thus far. And also, sorry, the priority. You score that because that's at the your turn.
That is true. Yeah.
Yep. So 3 points for priority. All right, we'll come back after Tyranids turn 1. So that's Tyranid movement done. Gonna slow play the old Dima just because going in there it's not gonna be good. Then everyone else positioned. Barb came over. I'm playing very aggressive with him. We'll see if it's going to be a bad thing or not. I really, again, haven't used him before or really seen a ton of him in gameplay. But he has line of sight at these guys along with the Exocrine over here. So hopefully going to cook that area up. Zoanthrope's moved out to get some smites in at the Blade Guard. Should be able to delete them with some good rolls. Swarmlord's out there as well, along with that Tyrant. I'm going to slingshot the Tyrant over, and he's going to be my insurance policy, and then he can start leaping around, hidden away by the cover into the next turn as well. So that's the game plan with him. That's it. So we'll come back after Psychic and All right, that ends shooting in Psychic. So what happened? The Blade Guard dropped down to 1 guy. Aggressors got dropped down to 1 from some really good shooting by the Exocrine. So very fortunate on the dice there, being at -1 hit and also being in that cover. So that really helped the Aggressors a bit. This guy as well had Symbiostorm on him. Over this way, the Hive Tyrant leaped over. I killed off all storage cutouts. So yeah, he leaped over with Swarmlord. I had to go this way. There's nothing else for me to do. And if I can kill that Captain, it's going to be huge. Because if I stop that Captain from getting to that Exocrine, that's going to be a huge make or break for the game for me. Because if the Exocrine stays alive there's nothing getting to him outside of that Captain for a while. And anything comes down either of these lanes, he's going to be dumping some pretty big hurt on, especially covering this alley as well. So that's it for shooting and Psychic. We'll come back after the obvious charge that's going on over here, and then that's it. All right, folks, so the fight is done. This Tyrant is an absolute boss. But if you're a Space Wolf fan, we'll cover what happened. So he took out the guy, dropped him down to 1 wound. Implant attack actually went off. If you watch previous reports, you know that never works for me. I didn't fight again because I have 5 CP and I need to save that for some double tappage and also some extra damage with the either Barb or the Exocrine. So he's at 1 wound. I did lose a couple wounds in return, thanks to some good saves. But if you're a Space Wolves fan, not to worry. There's still tons of guys left on the board. However, that last Aggressor did run away with morale. Couldn't spend any CP as he only has 4 and needs to save some. But there's still lots of dreads, lots of things to come charging in. So not to worry, there's still lots of time for them to come in and slap these Tyranids. So we'll come back after turn to Space Wolves. That ends movement for Space Wolves. So the Thunderwolf disengaged, dipped over this way. Blade Guard's coming forward to get him. Bjorn moved up as well to help out the force there. Blade Guards moved up this way. Did they advance?
No, they
Not that
didn't.
it matters, I guess. And then these guys are holding this objective, moved up forward from over that way. Blood Claws came out as well. The Dread Conga's coming forward with the Intercessors and the Rune Priest there as well. The other Blood Claws are in there.
Yeah.
Holding that objective. So 10 for primaries. And that is it for the movement phase. We'll come back after Psychic and is there any shooting?
Yes.
Okay, there will be a little shooting. So we'll come back. So shooting done. So the Tyrant blocking the one shot that came through with Bjorn's multi-melta. Some pot shots at the Barb, but nothing went through. Now the phase that actually matters, though, for the Space Wolf. Tons of charges about to go down. We'll come back after the aftermath and take a look and see what's going on. Oh, and for powers, he got it was Storm Color and then 2 CP for the Cloaked in the Shadow. I had popped my Kronos strat to deny the fight last because that is important. All right, so we'll come back after this. Okay, so Barb here duel coming in clutch. So we'll start over here because this is where it all began. So the Blade Guard made it in. He fought there. We just rolled the attacks back just to speed things along. He dropped him down to 1. Didn't quite kill him, but that's all right. And also,
I failed all my wounds.
Yeah. Oh, right. Yeah, that's what happened there. And then over here, so I interrupted play. The hero duel fought in, did 4 wounds to this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then they attacked back, missed with 5 attacks, and then got 4 wounds through, and I made 3 of my 5-ups. So Barb hero duel is coming in clutch right now. I'm pretty happy. So that's pretty much it. In terms of points, what are we looking at? I think you're getting your engage for 3.
Yep, full 3 for engage.
Yes, thanks to that Dreadnought making the charge, actually.
And
Well, I guess this dude's
3 for priority.
Yep.
And so far it goes, I'm sitting at 2.
Yes, for the middle there. So, because that guy had to fall back. All right, we'll come back after Tyranid's turn 2. Movement. All right, so movement is done. Zoanthrope's move, so this Zoanthrope is closest to the injured Dreadnought. Hive Guard obviously stayed still. These guys are just doing their thing. Symbiostorm guy just moved about over this way so he can see down there for an extra smite if needed. And then also get his Symbiostorm off. Exocrine stayed still. These guys moved forward. They moved in advance, only got a 1 inch, so I'm not going to overdrive them yet. And this guy's also a roadblock. Swarmlord moved in advance up this way so he can get a smite off against this guy. And then the Tyrant's just staying still. And then Rippers came up there, Lictor over there, scrambled in his zone, and then we just got the neutral zone left to do. So that's it for movement. We'll come back after Psychic and shooting done. Not nearly as good of a turn this turn. I can't complain, all things considered, though. So it took out that Dreadnought with some smitage. He blocked my super smite, so doing very well for that. Just some poor rolling there on my part, but failed to kill this guy. Got Catalyst off on himself. Swarmlord is going to get ready to go in here. He moved up this way, smited off. Sorry, that guy. That's something that's missing. Dima leaped over there thanks to Swarmlord. Barbie staying in combat with him. Did how many wounds? 3 to him? 3, yeah, to him. Then the Exocrine. Between him and the Hive Guard, I killed off a Blade Guard and a half, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. So we'll come back after the charging phase. So the Dim is going to do some leaping there, and the Swarmlord's also coming in as well. So we'll come back, see what it looks like afterwards. And there's also only 1 CP, so no interrupting. So that ends Tyranid's movement, or fighting and everything. So we'll start here. The Tyrant just knocked him off, but then to the combats and what happened. So Swarmlord made his charge in, did a multi-charge against the Blade Guard and the and Bjorn. Dima got a good charge in, so he leaped over there against Bjorn, piled in at these guys just to do the spy mob, but he rolled a 6. They are not worried about that. Dima dropped Bjorn down to 3 wounds. Then Swarmlord had to finish him off. Blade Guard in return did 4 wounds to the Dima. Over this way, the Dreadnought failed to hit the Barb, and the Barb failed to hit the Dreadnought. So they're both just kind of sitting together for now. And that's it. So getting 3 for engage, and 3 for my priority, and then Scramblers is done by the Lictor. So that's it. Space Wolves. Oh.
2 4s.
Yes. 4 O's, yes. So, Space Wolves, turn 3, coming up. Movement done for the Space Wolf. So everyone's coming over to deal with this threat in the middle while still maintaining the Osa moment zone. These guys just kind of, they shifted a boat?
They just chilled.
Oh, they chill. Okay.
Yeah.
Then these guys went back this way to get rid of these guys to for sure get rid of the engage on that side. And that's pretty much it for movement. So we'll come back after the Psychic and any shooting at all, actually. A couple bolt pistols, maybe.
I think maybe.
I guess, yeah, just be those guys. And then those guys. Yeah, so we'll probably just come back after the end of the turn. All right, that ends the wolf turn. So the Dima has been gone. Murderface did what Murderface does and murdered face and killed the Dima. Then that put this guy out of combat. Then it was over to my choice. So I started with the duel, dropped that Dreadnought down to 1, feeling good about that. Then the Swarmlord got attacked by the Blade Guard but blocked it. And then he fought back, killed the Blade Guard. Then the duel took a total of 10 wounds. So finally, some good rolls coming in for that Dreadnought. It's all been leading up to that. So tons of damage coming on that hero duel. Nothing for Leviathan because he is Kronos. So we'll come back after Tyranid's turn 3 movement. See what happens. Oh, and Swarmlord's freed up now. There's no one engaged him, so he's sitting there. All right, so we'll come back after that. All right, so that ends Tyranid movement. So over this way, these guys completed Scramblers. They advanced forward, getting an inch. So kind of ruining the day there. I was going to overdrive them with my 1 CP, but alas, this guy jumped up 12 because he's profiled. I think it's 12, but either way, that's 12 getting him right there. So getting ready to fight them. Swarmlord slipped through there, gonna get ready to move himself again and fight Murderface and get him out of the way. I'm gonna get rid of that Dreadnought, hopefully with the smite, with this guy zipping backwards there, smiting in so he's out of deny range, and then I can use these guys to start hammering down on the inside there. So that is movement done. We'll come back after, and 10 points scored for primary. We'll come back after Psychic and shooting. All right, so that ends the turn. So ended up killing off, where are we here? We're on this side. I feel like a lot happened this turn. So ended up killing off this guy with a smite from the Neurothrope right here. Then these guys whipped their super smite. They do work in every single game except this one, but that's all right. So there's still a presence to be dealt with on the table. Ended up using the Hive Guard. So the big part of the turn was the Hive Tyrant killed off a guy and a half with Psychic Scream, failed my smite. And then the Hive Guard shot in and finished these guys off, allowing the Exocrine to shoot at Murderface. And then between him and the Barb, we dropped him down to 3. So that -1 coming in clutch for the damage. But I just want to absolutely guarantee Swarmlord killing him because that will, I think, seal the deal for that side of the table. So we'll come back after the one fight that's going to go down, and that is against Murderface over there. So that's it. We'll come back after that. All right, that ends the turn. So Swarmlord came in, killed off Murderface. He spent his last 2 CP to fight and death, and dropped me down to 1 wound. Rolled abysmally for my 3-up invul. He got 6 runes through, rolled a bunch of 1s and 2s, and then got a single 6 for all 12 of my Leviathan rolls. So Leviathan paying off in this one instance thus far in our match. So 1 wound for the Swarmlord. But that's it. So at the end of the turn, Tyranid scoring 10 for primaries. I don't know if I mentioned that earlier. Scramblers is done. Engage got 3, and then 5 for priority because I stole the priority objective.
Yeah, that's gonna be hard to get back.
All right, we'll come back after Wolves. Turn 4? Yeah, 4. All right, that ends movement. So these guys are coming out, going for a big charge. So big plays here. If they can make a long enough charge, they can wrap around. If they kill them, then they get a 6-inch consolidate for the 1 CP he has to get over to this, potentially stealing that objective from me. Librarian comes over this way to get ready to fight him, or potentially Swarmlord, depending on what happens. Blood Claws moved up. These guys are daisy chaining to make a line back to the Lictor, so a little bit of a charge needed there, but they should be able to chain and maybe kill him and still hold the objective. So we'll come back after the Psychic and see how everything ended up.
We don't have to wait on those. I guess
No.
we do.
Yeah.
A minimum 1 point, maximum 2.
All right, so we're just calculating some points there. So turn is done. A Gaunt lived after some superb Leviathan rolls, so coming in clutch there, holding that objective. Swarmlord came down to the wire, took a single wound, and then rolled a 1 for the damage. So 1 Leviathan save and failed it. So he is gone finally, but he did his work and more, I would say. So scoring priority back, and then 2 for engage, and then a couple oaths on the line here, depending on what kind of happens. So we'll come back after Tyranid's turn 4. See what it looks like. All Alright folks, so that's the game. We just kind of played with the last turn. Turn is getting a little late here, but we played it all out. So the, I guess the moral of the story here is the Space Wolves end up getting table. We totaled up the points though to see the final score, and it ended up being 82 for the Tyranids to 52 for the Wolves. So actually a much closer game than it appears. So this, like Gord was telling me midway through this game, the list is designed to just die, but deny points and rack up points all the while. So
not killing that hero duel with the two.
Yeah, he was
I couldn't.
champ.
I didn't cripple it. I should have had one alive pushing forward still.
Yep.
And failing 11 out of 16.
Oh yeah, early game
on the Thunderwolf Cav.
Yeah.
And then losing the
Smash
Captain, only dealing I think 2 wounds.
Yeah, that Tyrant.
In total back to that Tyrant. That Tyrant.
It's just
was a boss.
Every game I play in like a tournament format list, this particular model when I play, he's a troll. Like I played against the Grey Knights in one game, and he ended the game with 11 wounds and was in combat almost the whole game. He's just, I don't know what it is. He's just cool. He got magnetized and he likes his life. But on a whole, what are your thoughts on the hero duel? That's one of the Tyranid consideration because I do have a second Dima coming.
Yeah, it was good.
I think I played too aggressive with him. I don't know, actually.
Again, I don't know. It could have sat back a bit more and done more shooting, but then my Dreadnoughts would have been.
I think against anything else but Dreadnoughts, he probably would have done a little bit better. And obviously, like Death Guard or something like that. The -1 damage hurts him.
Yeah. And
then also too, I don't know how I feel. These guys competing for that -1 damage too is it's kind of nice having options, I guess, depending on where you're shooting, but. And on a whole, I don't know. I enjoyed it. He did well, but I don't know. Definitely have to play test a bit more with him.
He's interesting.
Yeah.
I don't dislike him, but I don't know if I like him. I'll put it that way. He's good. He's like the Zoanthropes.
He does well when he does well.
Yeah, they're annoying, and you know you have to deal with them, but at the same time, you can kind of ignore them, and they might not ruin your day.
Yeah. So MVP for me, I would have to pick in my list probably the Hive Guard, honestly. They just stealing objectives, killing key targets all game long. They just in terms of like the amount of points they brought in for me and help denying stuff, they definitely take the cake for that. On a small second place, definitely would be between the Tyrant and the Swarmlord. Just
definitely the Tyrant.
Yeah, Tyrant. He did actually. He did a lot. So, and your MVP choice.
It would probably be. I don't even know.
I'd give it to your librarian, honestly.
I was gonna say the librarian.
He shut down the. I mean, it's all dice, but he shut down the zones. Had the Zoanthropes even got 1 or 2 of those super smites early game on, they would have cleared those Dreadnoughts out way earlier.
And the -1 to hit to counteract your +1 on the Exocron.
Actually, yeah, huge. I would have melted. I think. There's one turn where that -1 came in quite well there, so that held your middle alive quite long.
It did. The units I thought were going to be MVPs got picked up immediately.
Thunderbolts. All right, but that's the battle report. Hope you enjoyed this. Gord and I are definitely going to be getting games in more regularly, featuring this style report, but a bit more competitive style list where we get to kind of. Give feedback to one another based off how performance was great in that regard. So hope you enjoyed this. There's more to come.